So he said this is the madhab of the majority of the ulama regarding the shortening of the prayer in the travel. That it is a sunnah. That is contrary to those who contradict it, who take it as obligation.
Yeah.
So he is talking about sunnah here. So he said, traveling, it's better to do 2 rak'ah. Now he is talking sense here because it's rukhsa, so it's better to do it 2 rak'ah. He said, and his dalil for that, his proof for that is that the Prophet continuously did it. It's not rather no, it is not because the ayah of the Prophet, where did he get that from? Why did he do it, continuously do it? He continuously did it because of he's saying, because of that, because that is wahy from Allah. You see these people who say the action of the Prophet by itself, it makes religion. The action of the Prophet itself makes a religion. We say the action of the Prophet is not religion unless it is an explanation of the religion by itself. It's not religion at all. I mean, it helps you understand the religion, yes. But
so could you say that action of the Prophet is sunnah?
No, it isn't.
It's only the saying of the Prophet.
It's more like the manual. It's more like the thing. Like to look up to
No, but if he says pray the way you see me praying, what made that prayer following him in prayer obligation? Is it the fact that he prayed, or because he said because he said pray? But now if he does something and he does never speak about it, he just did it.
Sometimes he found other people copying him and you get angry as well.
Yes, but it's clearly, especially when he says something and he does the opposite.
Yeah.
But you see, when someone says, "Oh, the action of the Prophet are obligation or religion by itself," you see, these contradict the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, "Ya ayyuha Rasul, ya ayyuha Rasul, balligh ma unzila ilayka min rabbik, wa in lam taf'al fama ballaghta risalah." O Prophet, O Messenger, convey the message that has been given to you. If you don't, then you have not conveyed the message. You understand? Now, if
people say that his actions are conveying it.
No, how can it convey? Now, if someone, let's say, I will ask him, could you please go to these people and tell them to fast? And then he goes and stops, and he doesn't eat, and doesn't drink, and doesn't. Did he tell them anything?
No.
He didn't say anything. He didn't convey any message. So how can people understand what he is doing? Or if I tell him, go and tell these people to pray, and then he starts going down and up, people say, oh, maybe he's doing some exercise or something. You understand? An action by itself, it can't be.
What surah is that?
Surah Al-Ma'idah. Now, look at this hadith here. He gathered from the fact that Prophet over the years, in 10 years, did not pray prayerfully, that he shortened the prayer in 10 years. That is what convinced him that doing the prayer, shortening the prayer, is a sunnah. Shortening the prayer is better. How did he come to that conclusion? Because the Prophet over 10 years never prayed the prayer full while in trouble. Okay. Can you understand that the Prophet whom Allah have ordered to convey the message will convey the message in 10 years? I mean, he looked at what he did in 10 years. So it took him, Allah ordered him to say something rather than to go and say it in few words. Oh people, it's better to shorten the prayer. No, he was in over 10 years he was doing something and people have to wait for 10 years to learn it. You understand? Because he didn't say from the first day. So you have to, so this message here has been conveyed in such a long period. When the Prophet, anything that is revealed to him, he is supposed to say it straight away, in a clear way, that people will understand it. Yeah. If someone is revealed to him, he will have to say it straight away. That is take us another matter. When the Prophet, when Allah ordered us to do something, how long you can wait to do it? Huh?
should do it right away.
If someone says you don't have to do it straight away, tell him how long.
It's to bring proof.
You understand? If someone says you don't have to do it straight away, if Allah says do this, he say no, you don't have to do it straight away. You can wait. So I wait for a year, for 2, for 3, for 4.
You probably say the Prophet.
Huh?
If anything, this is it was like if in case if not like
No.
if the Prophet didn't do it to a certain time.
Okay, for how long? Certain time.
Most of people tend to come out with that.
I will give you an example.
For Makkah and
I'll give you an example. Yeah, what about Mecca? Did Allah tell the people in Mecca do something and then they waited?
That always is an excuse where they say like, oh, when the Prophet was in Makkah, he didn't have the power.
When the Prophet was in Mecca, Allah didn't order him some things, and then he didn't do them. When he went to Medina, Allah ordered him to do things, and he did them. Whatever Allah ordered him to do in Mecca, he did it in Mecca. He didn't delay it until he went to Medina. Now we have the deen is completed, the religion is completed. So you are not, if someone tells you, I am in the first year of Mecca, tell him when in the first year of Mecca, then there was no prayer, so you should stop praying.
Now they tend to say like, oh, the Prophet didn't have enough strength.
Yeah.
Military strength to back up what he was doing.
Yeah, yes, but still Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered him things to do in times. Today is still valid that if we don't have the strength to do something, فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ. Keep your duty to Allah as much as you can. So if you can't, you don't have to do it if you can't. It's not if you don't want to. You understand? But if you can, then you have to do it. You don't have to start counting. Today, I will start today Mecca, and then I have to wait for 8 years because the pray, and then I start praying because the Prophet started praying only after 8 years, and then I will keep drinking alcohol until the 13th year or something. You understand? That is invalid. That's what
remember you were talking about we don't take the action of the Prophet.
Yeah.
But what about the people that say, for example, some people use the ayah لكم في الرسول.
قد كان لكم في رسول الله أسوة حسنة لمن كان يرجو الله واليوم الآخر. Yes, it's definitely the Prophet is the best one who can explain it. So as long as the Prophet has spoken about something and he has done it, you understand? It's better to he said this. The Prophet, for example, he used to do something and people will say, oh, the Prophet Allah has forbidden him, we are not going to do the same thing. And he gets angry. He said, Wallahi inni a'lamukum billahi wa atqakum. He is the most understandable, the best to understand the religion. And he is the most fearful of Allah. So if you have to follow someone, you follow him. Doesn't mean that will not contradict the fact that Allah said, Ya ayyuha rasulu balligh ma unzila ilayka min rabbik. Let's convey the message. Now whatever he has conveyed and he has done, see the way he has done it, he understands it better. You understand? But the thing that he has not conveyed, he has never spoken about, he has just only done them the way, for example, he used to like to eat some kind of food or like to wear some kind of clothes. He has never spoken about it. That has nothing to do with the religion. That ayah doesn't contradict the ayah that says بَلِّغْ مَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ مِنْ رَبِّكَ. The fact that the Prophet does something, that is custom. He was wearing qamis. Is it sunnah to wear qamis? No. It has nothing to do with sunnah or bid'ah or haram. It's up to you. He wear qamis, you wear what people wear. He used to eat some kind of food. That is what he liked to do. The religion is what he say you have to do, or it is good to do. What he say, not what he does.
Another ayah that the duty placed on the messenger. There's the duty placed on you.
Yeah. فإنما قل أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول. Say obey Allah and the Prophet. فإن تولوا, if they go back, فإنما عليه ما حمل وعليكم ما حملتم. There is a duty on the Prophet and there is duty on you. His duty sometimes does differ from the duty that's your duty.
What about I wanted to ask you, in terms of people that will follow, how he look, how he wear, don't you get rewarded in terms of loving the Prophet?
They get reward for loving the Prophet, not reward for wearing qamis. Emphasized by the hadith of Aisha. Now the hadith of Aisha is in Bukhari, that she said the Prophet have done something. So he has taken the rukhsah.
Now, some people might understand that this is rukhsa, this rukhsa that we are talking about. And this is what we say the problem is, that when people think that rukhsa from the Sahaba is the same rukhsa as that we speak when we speak about Usul al-Fiqh. Rukhsa here doesn't mean that the Prophet has taken the easiest option, not the hardest one. So that was Aisha meant. So the hadith says that the Prophet has done something and he took the rukhsa. So some people of his companion heard about it, he disliked it, and they kept away from it. Like they didn't feel that it will be right for them to do it, while the Prophet has done it. So he heard about that. So he stood up and he made this speech. He said, what's wrong with people? They hear that I have done something and I have taken tarakhas fihi. I took the easiest option. Then they dislike it and they think that they are above it. He says, by Allah, I am the most knowledgeable of Allah and the most faithful to Him. Now this hadith here, some people might use it to say that if the Prophet say don't do something, and then we find hadith that says the Prophet has done something, that he should follow what he has done. Isn't it?
Yeah, this is like dislike.
Rukhsa.
Yeah.
Look, it's rukhsa first, first rukhsa. First rukhsa will come after the forbidding.
Yeah.
That's how do you understand it? The other thing is, they will say, look, this is a rukhsa, and the Prophet disliked that didn't follow what he has done. Understand? And that is big mistake. First, this hadith here, when we say the people, what exactly the Prophet has done, and how the people disliked what he has done. It is possible. There is three scenarios here. It's not possible to think of a fourth scenario except these three. If you can't think of any other than these three, then let me know. One, that the Prophet has done something that he has never spoken about. Because when we say the action of the Prophet is not religious by itself. So now, and so this hadith will be used against you. You say, okay, what the Prophet has done, it's possible that he has done something that he has never spoken about. And then someone will stand up and say, oh, this is not right. So the Prophet has never said this is haram or makruh. So who is this person to make a decision that this thing is bad and the Prophet is doing it? Understand? Now the Prophet has done it or has not done it. It's not what made the man wrong. It's not because the Prophet has done it. It's because this is something that the Prophet has never spoken about it. Yet he still come and make a decision that he is above of doing something. Okay, don't do it. Someone will say, like, I am not going to get married. Not that marriage is something that I'm not going to do it or something. No. It's like, it's not something that should be done by a pious person. You understand? Let's say the Prophet has never spoken about it. And then he comes and makes his decision that this is a bad thing. Who are you to make this bad? To make a decision that something is bad without the Prophet before that saying it's bad. So definitely these people will be deserving of criticizing. So the Prophet has spoken about this matter and he praised it, or he recommended it. That and the people are thinking that it is not something that should be done. These people definitely are worthy of deserving of criticizing. Or the Prophet have forbid it. The Prophet forbid it, said don't do it, and then afterwards he has done it. Can we say that the Prophet when he was talking about here with these people, that this is what happened, that he told people don't do something. I mean, there is three possible scenarios. And what these people did is a specific situation. Something happened. It's not like he used to do it all the time. So it's possible that this happened, this happened, this happened. So why did you come to the conclusion that he is talking about something that has forbidden already? And let's say, okay, someone will say, okay, the word rafsa. First, the rafsa is not always something that comes after something that has been forbidden. Second is, let's go to see the clear statements of the Prophet, how he deals with the people whom he tells not to do something, and afterwards, that he does it afterwards, and then they follow his action rather than following his statement. How he deals with these people. He gets upset. We have the hadith in Mecca when the Prophet went to Hudaybiyah, and what happened there? There was this agreement that he reached with the kuffar. When he reached this agreement, the Sahaba were not happy about it, because they were powerful. They could have taken them easily. Yet he chose to reach an agreement and come back. It was like an humiliation. Oh, we are going to do Hajj for Umrah, and these kuffar, they will stop us from doing Umrah, and we have the power to fight them. But yet the Prophet has decided to make an agreement rather than fight in Mecca, in the sacred place. So when they disliked this, but he could do nothing. He had an order from Allah to come back. So what he did, he made this agreement. Now, they were wearing their clothes of Hajj, of Umrah, Ihram. What did he tell them? He told them to take it off. Taking off now is like they will lose every hope. Now, if you take it off, then forget about Umrah. As long as they are wearing it, maybe he will change his mind, maybe something happens. They take it off, finish. So he told them not to take it, to take it off. Nobody moved. They all stood up, looking at him. He got angry. He went, entered his place, and there was his wife. So he told her, did you see what happened? I ordered people something and nobody moved. Nobody obeyed my order. What did she say? She said, why don't you go out and start by removing yours? You start yourself. What we understand from this? While he was telling them to remove the ihram, he was actually still wearing the ihram. So he is forbidding them from doing something, and he has not done it. Still, he was not happy that people followed what he was doing, rather following what he was saying. So it's not right to follow his action. It is right to follow his orders. But we have the same situation happened when the Hajj, when he went to Hajj in the last year. What happened there? He took with him camels as a sacrifice. So because he was taking camels, he had to do Hajj and Umrah together. That means he will do Umrah and not take off his ihram and continue all the way until he finished Hajj. The Sahaba did not take sacrifice, so they have the choice. What they can do is to take their ihram, do the Umrah, stop it, and do everything to become normal, and then the day of Hajj they will start again Hajj. So they separated, so they will have in between a gap where they can shave if they want, they can be with their wives if they want, so they are not in a state of haram. So he ordered them to do that. He said, I wish that I have not brought this sacrifice with me. But they wanted to follow him. And he insisted that they take the ihram off. They insisted on following him. So he went also to the house, to his place, to his tent, where for the Aisha. He said, don't you see? I have ordered people something and they are hesitating. No, they didn't disobey, they were hesitating. We don't know what to do. We stop thinking. We say, don't you see? I order people something and they are hesitating. So hesitation in following the order is haram. So this here, that hadith can't be used at all to say that, oh, this is a proof that we have to follow the action of the Prophet. Yeah, the Prophet, you can follow his action as long as they are from the religion. I mean, and he doesn't speak about following the action of Sharia, about someone who believes that he is above something that the Prophet has done. That is, of course, when the Prophet has doesn't contradict what he says. Because when he contradicts it, then there is reasons here. We have to see, to look first. Was the contradiction before he said what he said? Sometimes the Prophet will do something and then he will do something and later he will say don't do it. There is no problem with this because the religion comes gradually, isn't it? Also, sometimes the Prophet will say something, but afterwards he will do something. After he say don't do something, don't, for example, don't drink while standing. But he will later drink while standing, and then that will be special for him because he has things that are special for him. The Quran clearly tells us, فَإِنَّمَا عَلَيْهِ مَا حُمِّلَ وَعَلَيْكُمْ مَا حُمِّلْتُمْ. Obey Allah and obey the Prophet, obeying orders. If you return or you go on your heel back, if you don't accept this, then فَإِنَّمَا عَلَيْهِ مَا حُمِّلَ وَعَلَيْكُمْ مَا حُمِّلْتُمْ. Then he has his own responsibilities and you are your own responsibilities. Also, the Prophet said, I am a human being like you. I forget the way you forget. If I forget, remind me. So, if you say don't do something and you see him doing something else, doing that thing, if you say don't do something but you see him doing it afterwards, then you don't say this is the rukhsa, he forbade it and did it. No, you say, actually first you have to check, did he forget? He might have forgotten. And he said, I am a human being like you, I forget the way you forget. Now what he says is revelation. What he does, he is human, he forgets. So people should actually remind him rather than follow him.